Hey guys, Antonio here with another daily reminder for you. And today's daily reminder is ask. Ask. I know recently I talked about asking and it is given every time. I remember, I saying that on the recent daily reminder. And the lesson there is that there is a foundational and fundamental understanding that there's a force that is here to support us. And when we ask into that force, whatever we call it, it is and always will support us. But we have to ask. That is the key. We have to ask. We have to take responsibility for that. And that goes internally as well as externally. One of the lessons I'm always teaching my kids, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So whatever that thing is, okay, yes, you haven't had your dinner yet and you want the cookie. Well, most likely you're not going to get the cookie. But here's the reality of it. You're definitely not going to get the cookie if you don't ask. So I leave my kids or my children the opportunity to ask whatever it is they want. Because really the worst case scenario is what I always tell them. Worst case scenario, I'm going to tell you no. And no is no different than where you are right now. But asking, you might actually get that cookie before dinner. And I have actually done that before. So no matter what your situation is, whether you're looking for a raise, you're looking for a job, you're looking for a promotion in your job, you're looking for a mate, and you know that Helen over in accounting is the woman that you'd like to be with, or whatever the situation may be, whatever your situation might be, you have to ask. You have to ask. And it's one of the things that I feel is important in business as well. I always say that there's only one thing that makes money in business, and that one thing is getting an offer in front of people. And I go into a lot more explanation in my Marketing Mastery series. So, I always feel free to check that out. But I'm not going to get into the details in this video. But the premise of that is asking for the sale, is asking someone, hey, I have a thing. Do you want to buy my thing? I have a service. Do you want to buy my service? I have a widget. Do you want to buy my widget? Is asking. Because here's the reality. Not asking, it's a guaranteed no. It is a guaranteed no when you don't ask. So whatever area you may be having challenges in, or areas that you want to make shifts or adjustment in, or move in a different direction, ask. Ask, and don't be afraid to ask. I'll tell you a really quick story. I belonged a while back to a network marketing company, and I remember at one of the conferences, I spoke to the master distributor. So if you're familiar with network marketing, you've got the guy at the top and the people beneath him and all that, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the guy who's at the very top, like the top earner of the company, $1 million a month, et cetera, et cetera. I asked him, I said, I really enjoyed your presentation today, and I'd like to take you and your wife out to dinner. My fiance and I would like to, go out to dinner with you and your wife. And he says, sure, we love that. And I was like, wait, what? And he says, well, we want you to come by. Tell you what, we'll come by the bungalow first so you can hang out. We can hang out and talk, and then we'll go out to dinner. And I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's like, yeah, sure. Not only does he say yes to the dinner, he invites us over to his bungalow at the resort that we were in, and again, got a chance to hang out with his wife and by the pool and all of this stuff. And then we went to this dinner, and we're in dinner, and he says, oh, well, here's the other thing too, which was pretty interesting. After dinner, I go to pay for dinner. I invited him, so I'm prepared to pay for everybody. And he says, man, put that away. Are you kidding me? It's like, I'm making $1 million a month. Why are you trying to pay for dinner? I was not taking any of that into consideration. I invited him out, so I felt I was responsible for dinner, so I went to pay for dinner. And he took care of dinner, gave this woman a huge, huge tip. I mean, blew my mind, like $100. I don't even think the dinner was $100. Anyway, he says, to my point, I asked them while we were sitting there waiting for the check to come back. I said, let me ask you something. You know, I asked you to come out to dinner with my fiance and you said yes. And I said, well, why would you come out with me? It's not like I'm not in your direct downline, or I wasn't, and you know the answer he told me? He says, I came out to dinner with you because you asked. You asked. And I said, what do you mean? I mean, I'm still tripping, right? I'm in my own head like, what? What is he talking about? The fact of the matter is that no one would ask him out to dinner because of who he was. No one had ever asked, hey, can I take you out to dinner? So he never went out to dinner with people because no one ever asked. I asked, and voila, there we are at dinner. So no matter what the opportunity is, guys, if you you know what? I'm going to share another story, which is one of my favorite stories, is the time I got a chance to meet Nia Long, who is like my heartthrob, and still is, by the way. So Nia, if you're watching this, I know that's inappropriate, but anyway, my point was this. I'm at dinner with a couple of friends of mine, and we're just talking, having a good time. And we noticed right out the door, we were in Chinatown. We were in Chinatown having a delicious vegan meal. Mark and his wife, Terry. We look outside the door, and they're filming a movie. So we thought, we see all the lights and all the cameras, all the stuff, and we're like, man, wonder what's going on out there. So we go outside, and they're not filming a movie. They were filming a television show. I don't even remember the name of the show, but it was some cop show that Nia Long was on. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, that's Nia Long. I mean, literally, my jaw dropped to the ground. I've been in the industry before, so I've been around celebrities, so I'm not like, when celebrities come around. But Nia Long, yes, her and Selma Hayek, oh my gosh. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, Nia Long was like literally my celebrity crush and had been for years. And she was standing no more than about 20 feet away from me. So I'm standing there, and Mark's kind of like, pick your chin up, dude. And I'm like, that's Nia Long, dude. That's Nia Long. I'd love to meet Nia Long. And he says, well, why don't you go over there and ask to meet Nia Long? I'm like, it didn't even click in my mind that was even an option at the time. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I could do that. So I walk over, and her bodyguard's there. And as I'm walking a little bit closer, she's on the phone. And as I start getting a little closer, I'm just kind of, just tiptoeing, kind of not creepy tiptoeing, but just moving slowly, not like a crazed fan. And the bodyguard sees me coming up, and he just kind of gently motions like, hold off right there. So I'm just kind of standing, just minding my own business and not really paying attention. And she's on the phone, and she says, she said, okay, wait, hold on. And she's like, who is that? What does he want? And I wanted to take a picture with it. And that's what I kind of motioned to the bodyguard. I want to take a picture with Nia Long. And she's like, what does he want? What does he want? And he goes, picture, da. So here's the thing. And this is what blew me away. Nia Long is on the phone with her son. Now, I don't know how old he was at the time, but I know he was probably 4 or 5-ish around that time. I'm imagining at the time he was around that time. And she was in between shots. And she says, I'll call you right back. And she gets off the phone with her son, and she looks over at me, and she says, hi. And I said, hi. And she says, you know, my bodyguard mentioned you'd like to take a picture with me. Now, I freak out, right? At this point, I pick up my camera to take a picture of her, and she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she says, "Do you want to take a picture with me or a picture of me?" I said, "I would love to take a picture with you." She says, "Well, get over here. You can't take a picture over there." Anyway, I walk over, I hand my camera to the bodyguard, and he actually takes a picture with Nia Long and I. I got to find that picture. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got to find that picture. Because it was a digital picture, in fact. So I'm sure it's floating around on one of my hard drives. But anyway, the point is, I asked, and she said yes. She said yes. So ask, guys, whatever it is you want. You like I said, you're looking to change jobs, you're looking to get a raise, you're looking to get a loan, you're looking to whatever it is. If you don't ask, the answer is no. And by asking, there's at least an opportunity. There's a chance that you can get the thing that you desire. So anyway, hope that helps, guys. Hope you utilize that in your life. And as always, let me know how these tips and reminders are impacting your life. If you're getting some value from this, let me know in the comments below. And also, if there is anyone you know who could benefit from this, share, like the video with me. So anyway, guys, have a good one, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on another Daily Reminder. Peace.